Sports Bar and Grill Hotline. Welcome in longtime sports information director and assistant SID. Michigan State, Western Michigan, Illinois, Miami, Ohio, Midwest Publishing Executive, and Mr. Legends Lists and Lore, including the addicting new website, SportsLLL.com. Our good friend Mike Pearson joins us. Mike, how are you?
I'm terrific. I would have gone to the World Series myself.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, hey, you can win a champion. No, in Cleveland, you can't win a championship at that. But you got a chance to win another one. You remember what the other one was like. You can see that later.
It was just yesterday.
That's right. Let's talk a little bit about this day in history and pretty impressive list of events that happened on the 26th of October.
Well, let's start off with a fight at Madison Square Garden in 1951. You had a young, soon-to-be champion Rocky Marciano fighting 37-year-old Joe Louis. Well, this one wasn't close, and as it turned out to be the Brown Bombers' last fight. He lost on a TKO in the 8th round, and Rocky went on to win the heavyweight title later that year.
One of the few fighters who's ever retired undefeated. That's
right. Rocky Marciano was a terrific fighter, and you wonder how he would stand up today. They are still boxing today, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Rocky, he wouldn't stand up that well today when you consider it's 60.
He wasn't well, that's true. He'd be fairly old. Well, he died.
He died in a plane crash, so he wouldn't stand up. We know that.
So we can't put him in any matches. How about in 1963? This is one that was a phenomenal individual performance. Squirmin' Sherman Lewis. I put Sherman Lewis among my top 3 backs of all time in the Spartans. What about you, Jack?
Wow. I don't know about top 3, but he'd be up there. Hey, he finished high enough in the Heisman race, and you look at all the big plays he had. He had more big plays, long gains, different ways.
Yes. In fact, in this game, he had he scored 2 touchdowns. He only ran for 104, but he had 2 big gains and of a 29-yard pass from Steve Jude. The second was on an 87-yard TD run, the longest ever by a Spartan player in a Big Ten game. And then he had an 84-yard punt return.
Not bad.
He ran out of gas on Northwestern's 15-yard line, or else he would have scored 3 touchdowns that day.
Pretty impressive day for number 20. What about Michigan State and Notre Dame? A game that Duffy opened with an onside kick by Gary Boyce.
In fact, I have to tell you about Gary Boyce. Gary Boyce was a former teammate of mine at St. John's High School.
Yeah?
Now, Gary was a lot better than I was, that's for sure.
He was a lot shorter than you are, too.
He was much shorter, but he was at St. John's High School, he was one terrific running back.
Yeah.
Never got the chance to play running back at Michigan State, but as you say, he had that successful onside kick. Duffy was even hinting about doing it at the Friday Night Smoker the night before, and telling people, and people were just kind of laughing and thought he was joking about it. Well, there he came out with an onside kick successfully, and the Spartans upset number 5 Notre Dame 21-17.
The other story with that, Mike, and George Perlis loves to tell it, is he was up in the box, and Henry was on the field. And Henry said, hey, he's going to open with the onside kick. And George says, What? No, don't let him do that. Of course, he does it, and it works, and they go down and score. And then Henry says, you're not going to believe it. He's going to do it again. And he lined up, and he was going to do it a second time. And Perlis nearly fell out of the booth. He said, talk him out of it. And he did.
And that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take Saturday, in my opinion. If you look back at the Michigan State-Michigan series, when an unranked Michigan State team, and this one's really underranked going in this Saturday, they've always come up with some sort of a special ploy. And the first one that I can remember is in 1969,
right,
over Bo Schembechler's first University of Michigan team. What did they do that day?
They switched from the veer offense to the power I, and Bill Triplett and Don Highsmith ran crazy.
They did. 200, almost 300 yards between them, and won fairly easily. I think it was 16-3 at halftime, and really cruised over Bo's first team, and that was a pretty good Michigan team. They went 8-2. They lost to Ohio State, I believe, right at the end.
They lost.
I believe that was the other one.
No, the 69 team beat Ohio State. Lost
Right.
to Michigan State and lost to Missouri, and then lost the Rose Bowl
right.
To USC after Schembechler had the heart attack.
That's right.
Bo was very heavy in those days.
That's right.
And,
yeah. In fact, I'm in a city where Bo Schembechler went to school, just down the road here at Miami University. And in fact, there's a statue in Bo's honor at the Cradle of Coaches. So Bo is very much a favorite in this town.
9 times, Mike. Michigan State, as an unranked team, has beaten a ranked Michigan team, and I think you've documented them all.
I do. How about the 78 game, 24-15 over number 5 Michigan in 78. Eddie Smith had a big day. Of course, Kurt Gibson was on the end of 1 or 2 of those touchdown throws. How about the 84 game in Michigan, 19-7 over number 13 Michigan? And that was the day Bobby Morse ran, what was it, 84 yards, something like that?
87-yard punt return.
87.
You know, they talk about the game in 78. The amazing part of that, Mike, is Eddie Smith threw for 248, Michigan State ran for 248. It was the perfect balanced attack.
That's right.
They ran for 496 yards.
Yeah, they were unranked and won comfortably over number 5 Michigan.
And went on and shared the Big Ten title. That's
right. How about intercepting 7 passes and winning by 6 points? That's tough to do. That happened in 1987.
Yeah.
17-11 over number 12.
Don Miller got 4 of them, and of course his son Grayson was a hero of last year's win.
That's right. That's right. How about, here's a name you don't hear very often in Spartan lore, but how about Eddie Brown in 1990? Do you remember what he did?
I do. I remember it from a lot of Michigan fans who still think he should have been called for pass interference.
And he probably should have been.
But, you know, the amazing part about Eddie Brown, people don't know, is that after Michigan scored the touchdown on the pass to Derek Alexander and went for 2 and didn't make it, 6 seconds left, Michigan State gets a penalty for rushing onto the field. So now Michigan is kicking off, and they try an onside kick and, of course, recover with 1 second to go. And, they've got the ball, and they're in position for a Hail Mary. So Elvis Gerback rolls out and throws the ball down to the goal line, and it's batted. And who comes up with the ball? Who has the interception? Eddie Brown.
Eddie Brown. So that's not a name that rolls off a Spartan historian's tongue very often, but Eddie was the big hero in 1990. How about in 1993, the Spartans beat number 9 Michigan 17-7, and Dwayne Goulburn outrushed Tyrone Wheatley that day, 99 to 33 yards.
Absolutely. Again, and that was a Michigan team that, with Tyrone Wheatley, had finally won a Rose Bowl. It looked like that was a breakthrough moment for Michigan in bowl play, and came into East Lansing and could get nothing done, had 31 total rushing yards for the day, and that was a 6-win Michigan State team.
Right. 95, another big play with, I think it was just over a minute to go.
Right.
Tony Banks hit Nigel Carter on a 25-yard touchdown. Spartans beat number 7 Michigan 28-25 in 1995.
One of the greatest drives in history, Mike. People talk about the 22-play drive to beat Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. Do you know how many yards of total offense there were on that winning drive to beat Michigan in 95?
How many?
103.
Wow, that's right, because there was a penalty,
wasn't there? There was a 15-yard penalty on Bob Denton for questioning the official's ancestry. They tacked on an extra 15. Charles Woodson dropped the interception. Next thing you knew, Michigan State had the win.
2001, one of the Duckett boys catches a touchdown from Jeff Smoker. That was a Spartan Bob special, if I remember correctly.
That was a touchdown pass, and with less than a second to go when the ball was snapped. And, they had all those replays and all the analysis, and they said, they couldn't find anything wrong, but they did change the way that the official time was kept after that, just to be sure that there was no appearance of impropriety. But TJ Duckett had 211 rushing yards, and, they always say the team that runs the ball the best wins, and Michigan State certainly ran the ball better that day with TJ Duckett.
Well, they did. And then one more, the ninth of 9 unranked Michigan State teams to beat a ranked Michigan team happened in 2009. If you remember, that one went into overtime.
Yes.
And Larry Caper scored a 23-yard run, and then Chris Rucker grabbed an interception from Michigan in overtime, and the Spartans escaped 26-20.
Wayne Larrabee had a great call on that play.
To the house.
Oh, what?
To the house, right? To the house. That's it. Hey, Michigan State has had some great moments, as you mentioned. We didn't talk about the 1999 game when Bill Burke threw for 400 yards, and Michigan had exactly one first down rushing. One first down.
That is unbelievable. One first down, and it was a Bill Burke record that still stands today.
Yeah, absolutely. The individual record stands. The team record was just broken when Michigan State.
That's correct.
Threw for more yards, but it took 3 guys to do that.
Right.
Michigan State also has had some incredibly poor performances, memories you would not want to cherish. And we recall a game in 1973 in a pouring rain when they couldn't hang on to the ball and wound up punting on third down, right? And they had 6 fumbles in that game?
6 fumbles in 1973. I remember that game very well. We're in the press box. You could hardly see the field. Yeah. It was raining that hard.
Mike, give us a trivia question very quickly here.
Okay, well, we know that Mark D'Antonio-led Spartan teams have won 7 of the last 9 against Michigan. My question to your listeners is, which Spartan coach has won the most times against Michigan?
All right, and the site is SportsLLL.com. I highly recommend it, Mike. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, gentlemen.